Hey there, and welcome to 3D Printed FPV, where we talk about everything related to printing, building, and flying 3D printed aircraft and quadcopters. Hey, give me a subscribe or a thumbs up, would much appreciate that. I'm trying to grow this channel and need all the support I can get. All right, buckle your seatbelts.
All right, flight crew, welcome back to 3D Printed FPV. It's the captain here with you. I'm sorry I haven't had any content for quite some time, but I moved. And when I was moving, I didn't have a little studio set up, so I couldn't make content. Plus, all my toys were boxed up and put away. So today, we're going to continue this Talon 1400 build. There's videos of all the parts printing and settings for perfect prints in there. All you got to do is click around and you'll find the print settings that I was using for Orca to print this in lightweight PLA. So the Talon 1400, as we went through earlier in the video, great airplane, and I'm looking forward to putting this together. So what do we have here? We've got the front part of the fuselage. This prints either with supports or without supports. There's two sets of files for the Talon 1400. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. It automatically builds in supports for you based on what they've done in the design file, so you don't have to enable supports in your printer. So that's kind of nice. Anyway, we've got the nose cone here. There's a piece that goes in between here, and then we're going to do this one with a walk snail system. So that'll end up being the nose. We've got the middle part of the fuselage here with, call it the cargo bay or electronics bay, opened up. You can see it's a pretty nice print. I've got a little bit of fuzz on here, but nothing that doesn't pop right off or come right off. There, and then we've got the second part of the fuselage. That looks like a real nice print. There's a little bit of some gaps here and there around some of the holes, a little bit of under extrusion, but definitely nothing that's going to impact the strength of the airplane here. So super happy with the prints and how the prints turned up. If you want these print settings, like I say, just message below and I'll pop you the print settings. This guy's got a little bit of a Z-seam problem there, but it won't be an issue. It's going to be on the bottom of the airplane as well, so we won't see it. I'm okay with that. If you look here, there's one piece. This is kind of a gotcha before you start assembling. You want to make sure and get all these out. This is some of the built-in support that comes with the Talon 1400. You can see I've got a little bit of stringing in here. Stringing with lightweight PLA is, in most cases, like avoidable for really bad stringing, but it's almost completely unavoidable to get rid of this like angel hair, as I call it. So, a little bit of stringing is normal, but you can see here there's like not much stringing there, like little to no stringing in this part. So you should be getting pretty good parts with the lightweight PLA, especially if you use the printer settings and follow my guide that's referenced below for finding your ultimate printer settings. So what we're going to do here is start off. You can see I don't have the full tail piece for this thing because I haven't selected a power plant yet. So there's still one more piece back here that then goes back to a firewall and then a power plant. When I moved, I hadn't selected what I was going to do there. So we're just going to leave it at that and start putting this thing together. I'll print the tail piece and order a motor here in the next couple of days. So first thing we're going to do is go through and clean up all these edges. This doesn't take much. Just want to make sure you don't have any angel hair sticking around in there and anything that's going to cause a gap in the joint. And then the other thing this does is a little bit of sanding on there. Just roughens the texture up. It's going to let the glue adhere a little bit more. So we'll call that one cleaned up. You see here I've got a bit of a string there. I'm going to pull that out. Now there was the supports in this one as well. I remember pulling these out here a few months ago before I moved. So this, you can hear me sanding away on this. Just giving a little cleanup and get that inside edge pretty good. You can see these little sanding blocks are nice. They're foam with a little bit of sandpaper texture on the outside. And they fit right in the nooks really well here. You can grab these at your Home Depot or Lowe's or Rona or wherever you might be in the world. Generally in like the painting and drywall section of your local store. So you can see that's fitting up real nice there. I really like how that's going along. I've just got a little bit of angel hair there. I don't like so near the joint, so I'm just give it a bit of a cleanup right around the joint here. I'm going to clean the entire fuselage at some point in time and probably give it a light dusting of paint. So I'm not going to clean all the angel hair off of here right now. So I think at this point in time, we're probably ready to stick this piece together. And yeah, I don't mind this whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is actually throw down a little towel here, just in case I have any glue go overboard, because I don't want to have a big mess on my work surface. Then I'm going to grab myself some acetone. This is key, in my opinion, for building a good airplane. I'm going to open my acetone up here off screen and grab myself a paper towel and set myself up just a paper towel that's been wet with acetone. So I'm just going to pour a little bit on here. Now you got to be careful with the acetone because the acetone will eat everything. It won't eat your workbench here, in terms of like the workbench I have. But whatever you do, don't lay this down on your kitchen counter or a wood table or anything like that with any type of like varnish finish on it. Your wife, your partner, your spouse, or whoever you might be with will not be happy. It will eat a hole in your countertop or anything like that. So I've got some thick PLA, some thick glue here, and I'm just going to rim this edge a little bit. You can see I'm doing a pretty good job here, keeping it on board, not getting in the on the outer edge. Let's see here. Yeah, temporarily lost my video there for a second, just making sure I'm still recording. All right, I'm gonna give this a pretty good dose right here on the inside, because this one doesn't really matter so much if we're not gonna see it or have to wipe it off. Okay, so remember I've got my wet acetone over here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this together, and you can see I want to get this nice and lined up. It looks like it's pretty well lined up. I'm going to take my acetone rich towel and wipe that joint down just like that. And I'm liking how we're lined up here. The lineup looks good. I'm pretty happy with the lineup. I'm going to take and I'm putting downward pressure on this thing and just give the outside a little dose of accelerant. And I'm pretty happy with this. I'm super happy with this. Got just a little bit of a mismatch there, but nothing tremendous. You can see it's looking real good. Okay, move on to the next joint here. And again, I've got a little holder here that I keep my acetone rich towel in, just so I don't eat a hole in anything. Keep that in mind if you're not used to using acetone. It will eat finishes off of a lot of different surfaces, so be careful with that. All right, let me give this a clean up again here. You could have cleaned all these up beforehand. I tend to work this way, piece by piece. I find it's just a little bit better for the production process. Instead of doing them all, you tend to miss some stuff. You're not just working away, piece by piece here. So this is looking pretty clean here. You can see that's a nice joint there, nice and clean, good printing. All right, I'm going to clean up the other half of this now. Okay. Yeah, pretty happy with this. You can see there's just a little bit of some layer issues there, or maybe extrusion issues because it would have been in the Z-axis. But again, nothing major, just a little under extruded, from my opinion, here. So let's do a little test fit on this guy. Oh yeah, that's going together real nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and dose this joint up and then put this guy together. So let me get my CA out. Okay. Again, I've got some thick CA here. These internal joints. Tends to not run and go everywhere on you like the thinner CA. Here. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get this edge real nice. This is gonna be part of the strength of the airplane right in the middle. I want to make sure this is nice and dosed up with CA. Then we're going to wipe off the excess. So even if you have a little bit more, it's okay. All right, there we go. Put my lid back on my CA so it doesn't harden on me. I've got my acetone towel over here. I'll put this joint together and put my towel out. So this just lined up how I want it. Yeah, that's real nice. Okay, wipe this clean. Had the CA harden up a bit there on me. Rip part of my towel off. I'm going to put a little bit more acetone on the towel and clean that up. Yeah, you can see if I put more acetone on here, clean that right off. Perfect. Yep, I'm liking that. All right, I'll give this another little shot of some of the accelerant. And I'm going to shoot the inside in here too, just because this is a big joint. Okay, fuselage coming together. Look at that. I'm liking it quite a bit. Real nice joints here. Real happy with everything, how it's lining up. You know, you can barely feel that joint, you can barely see that joint. So, super happy. All right, we just finished up that joint there. As I was saying, everything's nice and lined up. Barely even see the joints here, other than a little bit of CA bleeding through. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this one up now, and look on this guy. What I like to do is just kind of work the edge there. I'll break off any type of extra extrusion that you have that might get in the way of the joint coming together. And then, yeah, just see a little knob there, one out of there. Get that done. Looking pretty nice. And I'm thinking this is going to go together well. I'm going to clean up the actual nose section here. All right, getting here. Hey, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to me, please. Trying to grow this channel up to about 250 followers right now. I want to get it to 500 here by October. So yeah, please give me a subscribe. Not really doing this for any reason, but for fun. And but I do want to grow the channel and have interest in growing the channel. So please give me a subscribe if you enjoy this, and check out some of my other videos on printer settings and calibration of your printer, troubleshooting your printer, and repairing your printers. Especially check out my guide for calibrating your printer for lightweight PLA. That's a big one. will help you print airplanes immensely. Okay, I think we are ready here. What I'm going to do, just because it's been a bit, is put a little bit more acetone on my rag over here. Remember, I've got my rag not laying on the countertop. I've got it in a little jar here. And get my CA out. And I'm going to dose this guy right up. And again, this is the thick CA, so it doesn't go running all over on you. And you can see, laying a nice bead on here. Remember, that's going to get crushed out, so there's going to be more than enough here. Yep, there we go. All right, I've got my towel ready over here. I'm going to go ahead and join this together. I'm going to set it up right, just so I can see the edges a little bit better. And wipe that down. Hit the inside too. I'm going to grab the outside. See, I laid that rag down where it wasn't supposed to be laid down, filled with acetone on it. I'm telling you, watch out for that. Otherwise, you're going to be buying your wife a new countertop or a new tabletop. Okay. That joint turned out nice too. You can just barely see it there. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. And I think we've got one more piece we can put together here. And then the next step in the next video is actually putting some threaded inserts in here and then a backing plate over that. We'll go through that here in the next video. But, and then again, I don't have my tail printed yet because I didn't know what motor I was going with. There's a few options there. So what I'm going to do is put this aside now, and we're going to join this next piece. That's the, I'll call it the cargo bay cover. That cargo bay cover goes in here like so. But first we've got to do this joint here and put that joint together. And then we'll have our bay cover done. Okay, let me put this aside and try not to drop it. Okay, let's put aside. Now this piece here, they were nice enough to design that it's flat on these two edges, so you can just join this thing on the workbench and join this together on the workbench like so, and it will be lined up for you. There's some of their other models that this surface is curved on, and it's very difficult to get a what I would consider like a great joint there. And I find this like one of the most visual parts of the airplane. You're always messing with it. It's in your hand. It's also right in front of your face. So I like to get it just right. What I'm going to do is protect my workbench like this. I'm going to give this a quick rough up and catch those edges like I was talking about, just so the guy will go together nicely. And then I'm going to hit this one as well. And give this a quick sand here. Okay, that is all sanded up. I'm going to just run my fingers along here to make sure I don't feel any garbage. Just going to prevent this from going together. And do the same on this one. What I'm going to do is stick these together like this. It wouldn't surprise me if I pick up some of the paper towel from down below, but what it's going to do is going to keep me from having glue on my work surface here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my CA on here. And again, I'm going to be pretty liberal with this because I've got my acetone towel over here to wipe this thing down with. Okay, that is that. Put this here. We'll go back together with this. And all right, you can see the CA coming out of there. I do have a nice joint here, real nice joint. Looks like it's lined up almost perfectly. You can see I've got just a little bit late there with the CA. And got just a little bit of my towel stuck to it. That's okay. I'll take some acetone to that and get it off here in 2 seconds. All right, I'm gonna flip this guy over. Like I said, I probably got a little bit of CA down here, but that's okay. That's what these Work covers are 4. Boom. So that's done. Now, and if you get a little bit of towel stuck in, you've got a couple choices. You can get your acetone back out and really mix up a wet piece of your towel. So like really wet the towel and give it a little go, like what I'm doing there. Or this stuff, that's going to come right off there with a little bit of sanding as well. So, yeah, outside of getting a little bit of paper stuck on there, which I told you I would, this piece is pretty much ready to drop in. Just clean up these edges and we'll do a little test fit on it. I'm kind of excited to see the whole fuselage put together. And yeah, then we'll wrap up the video here and start thinking about building the nose and installing the nose in the next one. So let's see if it fits in here. Sometimes you have to do a little, oh no, that fits just perfect. So rock and roll. I'm liking it. Again, yeah, smash that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up for the video if you're enjoying this. And we'll be back here in the next video to drop in these threaded inserts, put the reinforcement on here, and then build out the rest of the nose cone. And perhaps by then I'll also have a tail piece picked and go from there. So this, again, is going to go on here with the threaded inserts and then the walk snail system and camera transmitter set inside of there with the antennas coming out. So looking forward to completing this. Yep, Captain 3D Printed FPV is dropping off here. Give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video.